Hi everybody, it's Julie and today I'm going to be talking about tribal trends in paper crafting. And you've seen it in home decor and in fashion, and I'm not really one to get into tribal art that deep, but there are some aspects of it that I like, and I try to incorporate just a little smidge of it into my project here today. And I'm going to be working with the zebra pattern cover a card background stamp by Impression Obsession. I just love this because then if I want to play with the zebra pattern, I can have it in any color I want. And I love the fact that this stamp can go any direction because it's a 6x6. So I've got great coverage for vertical and horizontal landscapes in my cards. So what I want to do is use the Rock-A-Block mount to get a perfect impression, and I'm working on the natural white because I wanted it to simulate, more closely a real zebra print, and zebras aren't actually completely white. There's a little bit of blonde in there, so that's why I went with the natural white. And then I'm using the awesome new linen cardstock, which is a 100-pound weight, and I love the texture of this cardstock. I'm so tickled to death that Ellen's carrying this. And I'm going to combine some colors. Now, I actually found a picture of a room decor on Pinterest that really struck me, and so I pulled colors from that picture. And I'm going to be, the layout isn't going to resemble anything like what I saw in the picture, but those colors are what inspired the whole creation. And I started out with black for the zebra pattern, but it was too harsh, so I switched to the gray flannel, and I liked that much better. So now I'm going to add some accent colors, just like I saw in the inspiration picture. And I decided to take this scrap from my bin, and I'm just using my Glue Glider Pro. I love that thing. That's my new favorite adhesive right now. And normally I use a smaller handheld adhesive dispenser, but I'm really liking this one. It actually works well for my hand, and I have tendonitis, so I have to watch out that I'm not using too big of an adhesive gun. And I'm just going to pop this panel up because I think it will look a lot better rather than being flush to the card. I think it just adds that extra element of dimension that I was looking for. And I'm using my 3D pop dots. And then I decided that the color of that little mustard yellow strip that I put there just kind of wasn't as bright or intense as I wanted. So I just went into my scrap bin and I found a piece of that Coordinations Adirondack color paper that I love so much, and I'm just going to mount that right over the top. And then I ended up 3D mounting that. So here in the video you may not be able to see that dimension, but in the finished card it just adds a little bit of polish to the finished card. And then I wanted a red flower, and I couldn't decide which color I wanted to use more, and then I ended up going with the brighter red instead of the darker. They're both gorgeous colors. The Hero Arts new regal or royal red color is just gorgeous, but I wanted something just a little brighter, so I went with Love Letter by Memento after I compared the two. And now I'm going to trim that flower out. So you'll notice that I'm using my EK Honeybee scissors, and I'm rotating the paper, moving the paper, and I'm using the back of the blades as I cut. And that's a great way to get a really nice detailed cut, and it goes a lot faster when you just move the paper instead of the blades. And then I'm going to pop this flower up, and I'm using the 3D pop dots, but these are the 1/16. I wanted a little bit higher elevation there on the project, and because I couldn't figure out exactly what direction the flower was going to need to be mounted, I figured it was better to mount those pieces onto the card front first and then determine which direction or angle I wanted my flower going, and that way I didn't have to sit there and futz with it by putting the adhesive pop dots in the wrong spot. This was much better. So now I wanted to add one more bit of detail to the flower to create some contrast, and I'm using a black Sakura glaze pen, and I love this for it's kind of like black glossy accents, this enamel glaze effect. But my pen had gotten dried up, so I just rub it against some scratch paper until I get a good flow going. And usually what I like to do is get the flow going so much that when I depress the ball tip, the black glaze just pools out from the pen. So it took a little bit to get my pen started because it had dried up there in the ball tip. So now one last effect. I have these Prima marketing stickers that I hadn't used in forever, and I absolutely love them, and there's so many on the sheet, and I love the canvasy texture to these, and I thought they would be perfect. So I'm just going to use the lowercase letters because I needed something small to fit in that space right there, and I thought these would show up very nicely, create the contrast against the pattern of the zebra stripes, and it will complement the whole project. And it actually looks almost like a knockout text effect, so I really had fun with that too, kind of graphic look with the animal print. And so this is just one way you can incorporate those fun tribal trends that you're seeing right now in the paper crafting world. Just a smidge. And I just thought it was a really fun way to incorporate that trend, and I hope you'll try it. Thanks for watching.